Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Tammy Slaton's life has been an open book for years, with cameras rolling as she and her sister Amy Halterman transformed from food-addicted, mobility-challenged women into inspirations for viewers across the globe. When the 1,000-Pound Sisters series first aired, Tammy was often portrayed as the more resistant sibling, the one most stuck in destructive cycles, the one fans feared might not make it past the first few seasons. Yet here she is, in 2025, not just surviving but thriving. Her latest achievement? Hosting her very first dinner party. At first glance, that might sound like a simple social activity. But for Tammy, who once struggled with breathing on her own, faced near-death health crises, and had to relearn how to live outside of a rehab facility, this milestone is far more than just setting a table. It's symbolic of her evolution, from being defined by her limitations to being celebrated for her new role as a vibrant, welcoming hostess. The dinner party wasn't about indulgence or proving she could eat normally. Instead, it was about reclaiming her life, showcasing her independence, and celebrating the bonds she has built and rebuilt. In a way, Tammy's debut as a host was her declaration to the world. I finally belong here, and I've found my place at the table. In this article, we'll dive deep into how Tammy's dinner party marks another turning point in her weight loss journey, why it's such a powerful symbol of her growth, and what it reveals about the future of 1,000-Pound Sisters. The early Tammy, a woman without a seat at the table. When 1,000-Pound Sisters premiered, Tammy was at one of the lowest points in her life. Weighing over 600 pounds, she could not sit comfortably at most tables. Even more painfully, she often wasn't truly included in the family meals she craved. Scenes from those first seasons often showed Tammy isolated, either physically removed because she couldn't maneuver into dining spaces, or emotionally distant as she lashed out in frustration. Food, for Tammy, was never about togetherness. It was about escape, survival, and sometimes self-destruction. Meals became battlegrounds, arguments with Amy about enabling, fights with family members about portion sizes, and tense moments with doctors about her ability to change. Viewers cringed watching Tammy struggle to breathe after eating or cry when others criticized her habits. The dinner table, for her, wasn't a place of joy. It was a reminder of everything she didn't yet have: health, belonging, and peace. So when we fast forward to today, the significance of Tammy not only sitting at a dinner table but hosting her own can't be overstated. The long road, from hospital beds to hosting, Tammy's journey wasn't linear. She survived multiple hospitalizations, including one terrifying incident where she was placed on life support after her lungs gave out. Fans mourned in advance, believing she might not survive the season. But Tammy stunned everyone when she emerged not only alive but motivated. Rehab became the cornerstone of her turnaround. She didn't just learn about portion control or healthier eating habits. She learned self-discipline, patience, and how to reframe her relationship with food. Surgery was a critical piece, but the surgery only worked because Tammy did the hard emotional labor of changing her mindset. Weight loss was gradual, but her mobility and spirit improved in tandem. Where once she needed a wheelchair and oxygen, Tammy eventually walked unassisted into family events. Where once she hid from social outings, she started posting TikToks that showed her dancing, laughing, and celebrating herself. And then came this dinner party, a culmination of all those small victories. Hosting others in her home, cooking with intention, and sitting at the head of the table transformed a once impossible dream into reality. The dinner party, a scene of transformation. The event itself was modest but deeply meaningful. Tammy invited close family members Amy, Chris, Amanda, and a few cousins to her place for a meal she prepared with some help. The menu was tailored to her healthier lifestyle: grilled chicken instead of fried, roasted vegetables, light desserts that didn't undo her progress. The true feast, however, wasn't on the plates. It was in the atmosphere. For perhaps the first time in years, Tammy wasn't the focus of worry. She wasn't the patient being monitored or the problem being scolded. Instead, she was the host, beaming with pride as she served plates, asked about everyone's lives, and laughed at inside jokes. Family members who once doubted she'd live to see this day found themselves emotional. Chris, who spent much of the series concerned about affording his own surgeries, remarked that Tammy's table felt like a victory for all of them. Amy, who had often borne the weight of responsibility for her sister, seemed relieved to simply enjoy a meal without playing caretaker. For Tammy, this wasn't just dinner, it was reclamation. It was proof she had gone from a passive participant in life to an active creator of experiences. Why hosting matters in Tammy's story. For people outside of Tammy's world, a dinner party may seem trivial. But in weight loss recovery and food addiction journeys, the act of hosting carries profound meaning. Control without obsession. By planning her menu, Tammy showed she could manage food in a healthy way without spiraling. The dishes reflected balance, not binging or deprivation. Redefining the table, where the dinner table once symbolized shame, Tammy rebranded it as a place of love and connection. She turned a trigger into a triumph. Independence. Hosting means responsibility. From cleaning to prepping, Tammy demonstrated self-sufficiency many thought she'd never achieve. Belonging. Perhaps most importantly, Tammy positioned herself as an equal at the table, no longer the burden or outsider. She was the one drawing people together. Fan reactions. This is the Tammy we've been waiting for. The episode featuring Tammy's dinner party sparked a wave of emotional responses online. Fans flooded social media with praise. She's glowing. Hosting a dinner might not seem huge to some, but for Tammy, this is massive. I cried watching her serve plates. It's not about the food, it's about the fact that she finally gets to be part of the family in a healthy way. Tammy is proof that recovery isn't about being perfect. It's about building moments like these. Critics who once doubted the authenticity of her transformation admitted they had underestimated her. Viewers noted how different Tammy's energy was, less defensive, more present, and genuinely happy. Tammy's emotional confession. In a confessional during the episode, Tammy shared, "I used to think I didn't deserve to be at the table. I thought I'd always be on the outside, watching everyone else live. But now, I see that I can create my own space. I can welcome people in. This is more than a dinner for me, it's proof that I've finally found where I belong." That statement struck fans to their core. It captured what made the moment so powerful. Tammy wasn't just surviving anymore. She was living, contributing, and thriving. Beyond the party, what's next for Tammy? Hosting a dinner party is symbolic, but it's also a stepping stone. Tammy's next goals, as teased on the show, include traveling without restrictions. Now that her mobility has improved, Tammy wants to vacation somewhere special with her family. Cooking classes. She's interested in learning how to prepare more diverse, healthy meals, both for herself and for social gatherings. Speaking engagements. With so many fans inspired by her transformation, Tammy may move into motivational speaking, using her story to encourage others battling obesity. Romantic milestones. After years of tumultuous relationships, Tammy hinted at wanting to find stability in her love life, and perhaps even share her newfound lifestyle with a partner. Each of these future goals builds on the independence and confidence her dinner party showcased. Why this moment resonates beyond the show. Tammy's dinner party debut isn't just a win for her family or her fans, it's a win for anyone who has ever felt left out, underestimated, or defined by their struggles. It shows that milestones don't always come in the form of dramatic weight loss reveals or surgery successes. Sometimes, they come in quiet victories like sitting at a table surrounded by laughter instead of medical machines. Her journey reminds viewers that transformation isn't about perfection. It's about resilience, redefining relationships, and embracing the moments that make life meaningful. When 1,000-pound sisters began, few could have predicted Tammy Slaton would one day host a dinner party that felt like a celebration of life itself. From a woman who once could barely breathe without assistance to one who now brings her family together, Tammy's evolution is one of the most inspiring arcs in reality TV. Her dinner party wasn't just about food, it was about reclaiming her seat at the table, both literally and metaphorically. It symbolized health, belonging, and purpose. For Tammy, this wasn't a small milestone, it was a major declaration. "I found my place, and I'm not giving it up." And for fans, it was a reminder of why they tune in season after season. Because sometimes reality TV isn't just about drama, it's about watching someone fight for their life, win against the odds, and finally, sit at the head of their own table.